Welcome to Unleashed Podcast, where all are welcome. Now, here is your host, Pup Twigs.
Hey everyone, Pup Twigs here for another episode of Unleashed Podcast. And joining me, local from Orlando, Florida, here is Max. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I am doing really good, Max. I'm so glad you've been able to join us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I love it. Well, first, I just want to find a little bit about you, and if you could share a little bit about, your journey and what being part of the LGBTQIA plus community means to you.
Yes, definitely. Like you said, I am from Orlando. I live here in Orlando, Florida. I've lived here most of my life, and most of my gay life, actually. And I grew up here. I have moved a couple times here and there, but I've always found that Orlando was home for me.
Hmm.
Orlando has a huge gay scene, as I call it. We have a lot of different communities in our mix, and it's just a really good place to live in. And I've just really enjoyed growing up here. One of the things that I really enjoyed, I remember when I was younger and when it was still around, was a resort called the Parliament House Resort, which is famous.
Oh yeah.
And it just was a place where I was able to go to and be free, be myself, and explore and learn. And it was one of the highlights of growing up here in Orlando for me. But even still, we have a lot of great bars here where you can go to. Barcodes Orlando, Savoy
Mhm.
Orlando. Also District Dive, Southern Nights, Stiffy's, Orlando. There's so many different places you can go to. The Hanks. I could just keep listing many locations here. And it's just been a really nice place to live in and be a leather man, be a pup, and be a boy.
And
Um,
I agree with you because we have probably run across each other and didn't even realize it because P House used to be my second home, and I was there just about every weekend and so miss that place.
Yeah, it was just a really good location where it was a huge bar atmosphere. So you can go in so many places of it and kind of like be a different person sometimes because you can go into the bear bar and have fun with the bears, go into the drag show area, watch a drag show,
Mhm.
intermix, with that community. Then you can go inside and dance in the dance area. And it was so many different places you can go to.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It was a great place to just go and feel safe and have a great time and be
Mhm.
amongst family.
Definitely.
Well, if you could go and leave our listeners with one message, about love, acceptance, and just being true to yourself, what message would you want to leave them?
I think definitely is give each other grace. Give each other grace and understand that everyone is going through a different path in their life. Everyone is going through
Mhm.
different experiences. And we need each other to be able to help each other get through our journeys and what we're going through and be more of a support system for each other
Yeah,
and be able to be a little bit more accepting because everyone's going through something different and you never know what they're going through. They could be going through a tough time in their life in that day. They could be going through the happiest of days. You just never know, and you can make an impact on someone and be able to help them.
yeah, I agree with you. Well, what advice would you give someone who's just now starting to embrace their identity, whether it's, their queer identity, maybe it's the pup identity, maybe they're looking into a leather identity. What advice would you give them?
I would definitely say to, try a little bit of everything. Don't put yourself into a situation where you limit yourself. Try to do a little bit of everything. If you want to try exploring rubber side, explore the rubber
Mhm.
side. If you want to try the pup side, go ahead and try your pup side. If you want to see what's about to be the leather boy, go ahead and do that. If you want to be a slave, go ahead and try that out. Reach out to people. There's a lot of people that you can reach out to that'll help you and mentor you along the way. So you can always find someone that'll say, yeah, yeah, come with me and shadow what it's like to be
Yeah.
in that environment.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that you have got to experience a lot of different events over the years. Do you have a favorite event that you've attended that you'd want to talk about?
Oh wow, there's just so many of them. There's so many good events that I was able to do over the years. During 2016, I had the pleasure of going all over the country to many events. There's just so many of them. It's hard to even put them into one. I would definitely say that MAL was definitely on the top of one of my lists. I think it was one of the very first events that I went to early on.
Hmm.
And it was up there on my list. One of the things that I loved about it was I loved walking into that hotel room and seeing the sea of people. And it was so much joy just to see so many people in one space. And then going into the leather cocktails and the way they welcome you into the leather cocktails and they clap and you're coming in and it's like there's people on both sides and they're just clapping you, cheering you on, coming into the location and they're walking around with appetizers and you're meeting people and everyone's got on their best, Sunday best leather on and it's just an amazing experience. Going through the leather mart and just seeing all the different vendors from around the country. And then when you see somebody that's local, you're like, wow, you're just so happy for them to be there in that huge space. So that was one of my very first large events that I went to that was very impactful. But my favorite event, as I'm wearing it right now, is American Brotherhood Weekend, ABW. And originally it was out in Chicago area when I first went the very first time, and
Hmm.
was able to win my title there. And now it's out in South Florida, and it's back again now. So that's one of my favorite events. I loved being there. I love the people. It's a huge event where people come and gather. We have a family dinner. We had the event at the Leather Archives and Museum, which
Oh, wow.
that in itself was just it was amazing just to be in that space, to be there and be surrounded by the drawings, the artwork, so many greats that were there, that have been before us in history, and just to be in that building. But also, American Brotherhood Weekend has a lot of amazing individuals who have held the titles, various titles over the years, and that history is just very special to me.
Oh, I, I'm with you. I just love any event that we get to attend because it's just so much love and acceptance, no matter which group, whether it's a queer group, a pup group, a leather group, just whatever it is. There's just so much family there. And I guess that's our chosen family, but it just feels good to be a part of it.
Hmm. Definitely.
Well, what misconceptions about our community, and it could be a range of any of them, queer, pup, leather, slave, but what misconceptions do you wish more people would understand about our community?
I would say one of the misconceptions is that we can't grow, that our community doesn't grow. I feel like sometimes we forget that you can be a boy, you can be a pup, and
Yeah.
you can grow into something more if you want to. You don't have to stay in that environment the entire time. Other people can, like, I guess I would say the word evolve. We all kind of can evolve. Some people want to be a submissive, and then all of a sudden,
Hmm.
after they're years into that, they realize, hey, I'm ready to step into the next role and be a dominant in the scene. And it's okay to do that. And I think that a misconception could be that you can't see someone as a different role later on. Um,
Yeah.
and so that's something that I've seen and experienced.
Okay. All right. Well, kind of changing gears a little bit, this goes kind of back to a wishful talent. But if you could instantly master one talent right now, what would you want to master?
I definitely would say I would want to master the art of dancing. I have no rhythm whatsoever. I don't I have which is weird because I'm Puerto Rican, so you would think that being Latin I could dance, but I have no
Well,
rhythm.
hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that would be a good talent to master, I would say.
Yep.
So, what's been one of your proudest moments to date so far?
One of my proudest moments, I have several of them. I have several things that I've been very proud of, but one of the things that I've been most proud of over the years is becoming a sister of perpetual indulgence.
Hmm.
I'm very big on community service, on activism, on fundraising. I'm very big on all those things. And being in the leather scene, the sisters are very connected to the leather scene, the leather community. And when I was able to finally become fully professed sister with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, that was a huge achievement. It's not easy to become a sister. There's a path, and you have
Hmm.
to stay the course. It's a lot of work, but it's very, very rewardful. And I'm just lucky that I was able to push through and continue and see the light in what I wanted to do and what I saw in the sisters in the organization. And I was happy to
Hmm.
be able to finally become a sister. And just to
Hmm.
see my work through the community over the years of fundraising and being out there and trying to make sure that we're helping people is something that I've loved doing.
Okay. Well, when I first came up with this question, I've changed it a little bit now, but it was about your first celebrity crush or character. But it could be first or it could be someone current. But do you have somebody that you crush on or did crush on at one time?
Yeah, this is gonna sound I have two. I'm gonna mention two.
Okay.
This one is similar to my name, similar to where I get my name from. One of my favorite characters is Goofy. Goofy, and then of course his son Max. And just seeing Goofy, as I was younger, just watching him on cartoons and seeing him on TV, that his personality just really was like I was just like, oh, I love it. I just loved everything
Yeah.
about him. So I would say he was kind of like my first character crush. And then over the years, Ricky Martin, I would say, he's a
Oh, yeah.
fellow Puerto Rican. He's an artist, and he's come out as he's being gay, part of the
Hmm.
LGBTQIA community. And he's just an icon. He's just does so much, and over the years, he's persevered through so many things. He's a father, and
Yeah.
he's just an amazing person.
And it was great to see him on Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show,
Hmm.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, when he came out and performed that, I was like, definitely that was an amazing moment for not only Puerto Ricans, but just for LGBTQIA plus community
Oh,
for us.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, it was. Well, talking about community, what does community mean to you, and where do you go and find yours?
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
Yeah, speaking of community, what does community mean to you, and where do you go and find yours?
Community to me means gathering. It means being at the table together, sharing experiences and information, knowledge, stories, and just being able to be there for each other. That's what it kind of means to me. Whether
Okay.
it's a local group that I go to, or if it's just being at the bar for the evening, or going to a fundraiser, it could that's what it means to me. And I usually will find mine in various ways lately. So, when I gather with my sisters for our meetings or an event that we go to, I love doing that. When I go to Barcodes, I went just recently to their leather contest. That was a good community night for me.
Hmm.
Things like that.
Okay. Well, I know we talked about mastering dance, but I have to also ask, do you sing at all?
I used to sing when I was younger. I used to be, I used to sing in school, and different like we used to have a play, and we sang for that and things like that. But I don't sing anymore after that. I haven't sung after.
Well, I was going to ask you, so if you don't sing, do you have a specific song that when you hear it just pumps you up?
Yeah, it's a song that I like to hear, and I actually hear it sometimes just kind of in the car, and I hear it, and I have to put it up and start singing along with her. But one of my favorite artists is Fergie, and I love
Hmm.
that when she sings that song, "Big Girls Don't Cry." And usually during that song, I always change the words, and I say "Big Boys Don't Cry." So depending on it, I just kind of go back and forth between big girls and big boys.
That works. All right. Well, what challenges have you faced and how have you been able to overcome them?
One of the things that I still see in our country, unfortunately, that happens is racism. Racism.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of that going on. We still have a lot of those in different spaces. We've have a long way to go still with that. Over the years, I have encountered many moments of that. Being Puerto Rican, being my grandfather was black, and just having a darker skin, and looking a different way in some environments and some places that I've been to. And like I said, I've traveled a lot over the years. Sometimes I put myself in spaces where I was the only, person of color there. And I got looks, I got, certain comments that I heard. So that would be something that I've experienced and had to overcome because I pushed myself through them. I still put myself in those spaces because I needed to make sure that I was letting people know that we belong there. And it didn't matter what they said. They weren't going to get to me. I wasn't going to create a response to it. I was just going to continue to go on the way because I didn't need to add fuel to their fire and make them win. I wanted to let my action and my representation win. And so that's something that I definitely overcome over the years.
Oh, good for you. Well, this is the last question, and it's all about, do you have a specific, and it doesn't have to be a queer icon, but just any icon or a role model that you currently learn from?
There's several. One that is definitely stuck over the years is Bam Bam. I don't know if you're familiar or heard of Bam Bam. I met Bam Bam the first time when I lived out in Phoenix. He
Hmm.
was a fellow Phoenix Boys of Leather at the time. And over the years, he's held several titles, two of them including international titles, and also a drag queen as well, drag entertainer, did a lot of fundraising work. And then recently became a sister of perpetual indulgence. So someone that I very much look up to and enjoy. And he's taught many classes that have over the years at different events on how to be yourself, how to be your slutty self, how to be responsible while being your slutty self, all kinds of different classes, and just an amazing all-around person.
Awesome. Well, if someone sees you on here and would like to reach out to you, how is the best way to get in touch with you?
Mostly on social media. I'm on social media under Max Maximilian. But you could also look me up as Sister Raise Funds and also on orlandosisters.org. I'm also going to be bootblacking at Barcodes Orlando. So you can see me there. But you could always message me on Facebook Messenger or on social media on Facebook.
Okay, awesome. Well, any last words before we sign off of here?
I would definitely like to say that I appreciate your podcast. I appreciate what you're doing for the community and what you're doing for the pup community, but also the leather community, being out there, being visible. I appreciate, every time that I see you out and about, you're always such a good presence. And you yourself are a role model for other people. So I appreciate you for what you do. And then just for people out there, just love one another, just be kind to each other and when you see each other out and about, ask how your day's going. How is life going for you? How can I help you? Is there anything you need help with? Because you never know what anyone's going through.
Agree, agree. Well, Max, it's been awesome having you as a guest on today. I really, really enjoyed getting to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you. You too as well. Thank you.
All right. Well, we will be talking again very soon, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.